Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Motorcycle Rescue and Review. Today I am super stoked to have a new pony in the garage. And this bike is a 1985 Kawasaki ZL900 Eliminator. This bike had the big 900cc engine out of the 900 Ninja, and it was retuned in this bike to make mid-range power, to make the power where you actually are using it on the street most of the time. They also revised the gearing on this bike. It made it a little bit lower than the 900 Ninja. And so, man, stoplight to stoplight, this will eat a 900 Ninja just for breakfast. This machine is fresh off the trailer. I have done absolutely nothing to it. I just got it a day or so ago. I haven't wiped it down. I haven't done anything, but I'm going to go in just a second here and we'll just walk around the bike and take a look at the starting point. In upcoming episodes, we will be doing some back-to-back comparisons with some other early 80s muscle cruisers. And I know it's not really quite fair to compare this is kind of the next gen bike. This is the mid 80s era where they went, all of your muscle bikes went to the liquid cooling and almost, they still had that sport bike derived motor. This one was out of the 900 Ninja, but it was a technological leap with the liquid cooling, the 16 valve heads. It's a technological leap over the older air-cooled bikes, but we'll see on the road how that actually pans out. So without further ado, I'm going to grab the camera and we'll kind of do a walk around of this bike and just take a look at the starting point here and talk a little bit about it. And we will do in future episodes, I'm also going to be doing a service video on this bike, what I'm doing to kind of bring it completely up to make sure the health of the bike is correct and up to my standards. I did test drive the bike before I bought it and it runs fantastic. So I'm really excited about this project. It's always nice to start with a good running bike. It just makes everything so much easier. All right, let's take a look around. Okay, as I said before, this has essentially the same motor that's in the 900 Ninja. There are some changes to the cams and to the carburation and also to the gearing on this motorcycle that make it really fearsome at lower speeds. Below 100 miles an hour, this is certainly quicker than the 900 Ninja. And if you did a roll-on contest from 60 miles an hour, this thing would just run away from the Ninja. Now the Ninja does have higher top speed, but it just can't compete in most real-world riding situations. This Kawasaki in the front is running the single piston calipers still. So this is similar technology to some of my other early 80s bikes. They are running air adjust suspension, so you can adjust the suspension under this cap. There's a little, you can pull this cap off. There's an air valve on each of the tops of the fork legs. It has a hydraulic clutch, as you can see. And we'll go ahead and bleed those systems out as we're going through it. We'll also bleed out the brakes and make sure that's functioning as it should. This bike has 17,000 miles on it, and one of the unique things that they did on the Eliminator was they put all of the warning lights on the top of the headlight housing. So it's unique, it's kind of cool. It's got a big tachometer where you need it. Wish it had a fuel gauge. This Eliminator is shaft final drive, and that just makes it nice when it comes to not having to clean the chain. I appreciate the fact that it doesn't have a chain on it. The suspension in the rear is also air assist, and it also has damping adjustments that you can do on the fly here. Out back we have another big disc brake, and it has pretty decent stopping power. On this one, I'll see how the lines are. I may replace them at some point, but it does stop well. The styling on this bike is long and low, and it was really meant to pay tribute to the Kawasaki drag racers of the early 70s and mid 70s. I haven't washed this bike yet or even wiped it down, so you know it's a little bit dusty, needs a bath. As I'm looking over this bike for any real flaws, there's a little bit of haze on the chrome here. It looks like it's been maybe rubbed a little bit hard at some point. Another thing too, these black stripes are not stock, so that has been repainted at some time. There's a little bit of a dent in the tank right here. It's very minor. It's not something that you're going to, it doesn't jump out at you. Got a couple of, you know, minor scuffs here and there, but overall for a 1985 it's a pretty nice example. But again, it's just a nice starting place. It really, for the condition and for the year, you know, it's hard to argue with. It seems like a decent piece, and again, we'll go over things and just make sure this thing is ready to rock out on the road, and then we'll do I'll do another ride review on this bike, some comparisons with some of the other bikes of the era. All right, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm excited to get started on this project and really bring this bike up to where it is 100% as a daily driver. I want to service it so I have a baseline and I know that all the fluids in the bike are fresh, that all the systems are functioning like it should, and then I can drive it and be confident that it's going to get me where I'm going. I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, enjoy the ride.